The way that you introduce yourself is shrinking your range. Someone asks you what you do, and you default to your job title and where you work. I'm a senior director at X company. Or you go into what you are responsible for. I lead the operations team. I'll oversee process improvement and cross functional projects. And it's in that moment you just shrunk your range because now they have categorized you. They have put you in a box, and that box determine what opportunities they'll think to bring to you and what conversation that you're actually pulled into and what level they see you at. Most leaders introduce themselves by describing their role, but your role is the smallest version of what you are really capable of. So when you lead with a title or a function, you are positioning yourself as someone who does a specific thing at a specific company. And you're not positioning yourself as someone who thinks strategically across multiple contexts. So here's what I mean. Version one is I am a VP of operations at a fintech company. I manage process optimization and team performance. Version two is I help scaling companies build operational infrastructure that supports growth without breaking. Right now, I'm doing that in fintech, but the framework applies across industries. So this is the same person, this is the same work, but it is a completely different range. The first version boxes you into operations of fintech companies. The second version positions you as a strategic thinker who can operate across different contexts. And the problem is, once someone categorizes you that way, it is really hard to expand their perception of you later. And this is really dangerous right now when you need a range. You need people to see you as someone who can operate at a higher level in different contexts with strategic value that is not tied to one role or one company. But if your introduction is built around what you currently do, that's all that they will ever see you as. Leaders who have range don't introduce themselves through their job description. They introduce themselves through the value that they create, the problems they solve, the strategic capability that they bring. They position themselves as strategists who happen to be in a very specific role right now, not as a role that happens to require some strategy. So we have the same person, but we have a completely different ceiling. So your introduction is not just some kind of small talk. It's the first layer of how people will position you in their mind. And most leaders are accidentally positioning themselves way smaller than they actually are. So if you want to expand your range, you have to expand how you introduce yourself.